Scott Billings, Gorham. Well, I have a slight preface before I ask the question. Bad people are going to do bad things, okay? So we know that if someone is going to go on a shooting rampage, they're not going to be thinking that they're going to try to survive. They're not going to worry about it because they know in their mind they're going to be dead.
Right, and I'm short on time, so
yes,
we're going to have to get to your question.
So, the only person that said anything even close to this in the room is Jake back here. He mentioned it once. Nobody anywhere has said anything tonight about the judicial system. We don't seem to enforce these laws. We talk about more legislation, more statutes, more restrictions. However, all the laws we have on the books, they don't get enforced. Once the police bring the criminals in, the judicial system lets them out. They don't have harsh enough sentencing. They don't have mandatory sentencing.
And your question is?
What are we going to do about that? And this would more than likely be addressed to Senator Haskell, where it's involved with the government directly.
And do we need more laws in the state of Maine, or do we need to better enforce the laws we have in the books?
I think we've got plenty of laws. I don't think there's any question about that. I'm not a fan of mandatory sentencing because, frankly, that doesn't give folks who have circumstances, PTSD is one, mental illness, where there's an opportunity, and I don't want to tie that judge's hands, so I'm not a fan of mandatory minimums. And frankly, I don't have any control over the judiciary. It's a separate branch of government. But I think we've got enough laws.
Well, I'm not talking about more laws. I'm just talking about cracking down more on, not maybe necessarily mandatory sentencing, but make the penalties for committing crimes with guns a lot more strict so as a deterrent. So the people that would commit crimes, they know that they're going to really come down on hard if they commit the crimes.
All right, I want to get Starvos into this briefly because we're running short on time. So if we get a quick answer from you,
our criminal system, our judicial system is seriously flawed. It's the criminal is treated with more respect than the tool that was used by them to commit the crime, and it's wrong-headed, and it's a fundamental problem. You know, and we all think there's problems with the judicial system, and yet we point to the Supreme Court redefining the Second Amendment for us, like we can't read those simple words ourselves. Remember, this is the same Supreme Court that gave us the ruling on Obamacare and the ruling on Citizens United that I think only Justice John Roberts agrees that both of those are good decisions. I think no other person in the country agrees. So the Supreme Court is not infallible.
all right, and I know, and actually I want to kind of get Janet in here one more time because we're actually running late at the end of our program, but we want to get our viewers at home one more time to join in on this. Janet, what do you have for us?
Well, Mark, let's